I see there's a difference in consciousness. The consciousness, the awareness of the devotee and the awareness of the non-devotee, different. The non-devotee is not aware of Krishna. He's not aware that there's anything more than his own self or herself. And that they have to somehow get something out of this world, that they don't, that they have to struggle to get from this world whatever they can get. It's called exploitation. They see the world and they have to take from that for their own satisfaction, their enjoyment, whatever. But devotee has a different consciousness. He is aware of Krishna. There's God, there's Krishna. There are devotees of Krishna. And there is the service of Krishna. Materialists are not aware of any of those things. They only know exploitation. They know nothing about devotion, dedication. Sripad Maharaj told there are three types of mentality toward the world. The exploitation mentality, the renunciation mentality, and the dedicating mentality. The dedication, renunciation, exploitation. Each person is absorbed in these different types of, has possible these three types of mood or attitude toward the world. Who wants to exploit, who wants to renounce the world, and who wants to dedicate themselves to Krishna. So, what mentality a person has when he's eating, when he's working, when he's playing, when whatever they're doing, writing, talking, running, going to the store. Devotees do all these things, and the materialists do all these things, but there's a difference. You can work. Krishna doesn't tell anybody to stop working. But who is working with what consciousness? This is the main thing. Just like Prabhupada used to give the example, when the surgeon comes and cuts your body, he takes a knife and cuts you. Sometimes there's a criminal who come and cut you with a knife. Not the same as the surgeon. What's the difference? Surgeon has a different mentality to help you, to cure you. The criminal has a different mentality to kill you, take your life. The surgeon wants to give your life. Same activity, but different mentality, different intention. So the intention is all in all. We don't condemn the surgeon. Oh, you're coming to cut my body. You're a bad man. You're not a bad man. So like that. So we have to think, what is the intention? Whatever you do, that has not only the activity of doing that, but what is the intention of that, behind that action? That has to be understood. The intention, the consciousness, and the goal, the end or the purpose behind that activity. So devotee means one who's dedicating his life, his actions, his words. And sannyasi carries the tridanda. In our line, Vaishnava line, the sannyasi carries the tridanda. Tridanda means the 3 points, 3-pointed stick. You know that long stick, danda, it's called danda. And the 3 points means body, mind, and words. Body, mind, and the words. Devotee is who renounces this world, utilizes his body, mind, and words in the service of Krishna. He doesn't ignore the body. He doesn't stop talking. And he doesn't stop thinking about Krishna. Body, mind, and words. So these things have to be utilized for the higher purpose. The danda stands up, and 3 points are going up. They're all utilized for that. Whereas the Mayavadi sannyasis, they have ekadanda, one danda, all one. Their attitude is to renounce, renunciation. Renounce all diversity. Don't do anything. Anything you do will get you in trouble. In other words, anything you do is a material. Our idea is not like that. You can do, you can act. But act with the mentality, with the intention of serving Krishna. So remember these 3 things, and it'll be clear. Exploitation, renunciation, dedication. The 3 attitudes we can have to the world. Exploitation, your mentality is to take from the environment what for yourself. Dedication means you can take from the environment, but you don't take it for yourself. You understand that is for Krishna. That the environment, your body, your mind, everything is for Krishna. The materialistics, everything is for himself or herself. That's all. So we want to take the attitude of dedication and whatever we do it as as a service. We try to connect that with the service of Krishna, remembrance of Krishna. So you are software developer. What to do? You have to somehow, whatever profits you are making from your work, try to give some of that also for Krishna. Don't just take for yourself. That's best. I don't know what else you can do as far as you can't write the software for Krishna if it's for your company. Sometimes you can also maybe serve the devotees by making some a program that will serve the devotees or whatever. Website. Somehow try to utilize your skills in the service of Krishna, just like Prabhupada asked us. He said, you are a scientist. All right, now take your training and use that to show that life comes from life, and matter comes from life. See, you see. Didn't say stop your science. Your science is all nonsense. Those who are teaching some nonsense, that is nonsense. The science itself is not nonsense. Like inquiry into what is the truth, what is real. Vigyan, it's called. Vigyan. Realized knowledge. Science. That can be utilized also in Krishna service. Why not? Everything belongs to Krishna, even science. Okay? So even software development, whatever it is, computer, they can also be used. You try to see how you can mold your life in that way, by which what you are doing can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Otherwise, we don't have to stop anything. Stopping is what is that? Renunciation.
Yes.
Right? Shanta Maharaj, you want to say something?
I was remembering once Sripad Maharaj was telling us that the software engineers, they can use their software skill like the scientists. They are trying to use this game of life, all the software, to present the wrong conception of evolution. If they can use their programs to show how it is not correct, that will be also a good service, he was saying.
All right. Why not? You can see how Shanta Maharaj, Puni Maharaj, myself, we're using science. DNA, their knowledge of DNA, biology, and of physics and all, and to show how it is either there's something wrong with their idea and how it can be used to understand a more broader conception. A broader conception. They're doing their science on the basis of, without a scientist, that everything is working without a scientist. But how can you do science without a scientist? Huh? How is it science possible if there's no scientist? So their whole conception is without any scientist involved, as if it's all going on. Somehow their explanation is eliminating the scientist's role. How is that a possible knowledge, correct knowledge? Something like that. I gave the example of this Darwin evolution theory. You'll see sometimes this the traffic, in America especially, they have all these roads intersecting one another, highways and so forth. And they're trying to analyze the traffic patterns. But you can't do it on the basis of only the cars. The car movements, the automobile is moving here, and that automobile is moving on that highway, this one. Then how you can make a proper analysis without understanding that there is a conscious driver in each car. If you analyze only the cars, right, the moving of the cars, that won't give you a very good understanding of what the patterns are. You have to understand there's also some consciousness inside the car and intelligence that is driving it. And you have to include that aspect also if you want to understand traffic. So the Darwinists, the materialists, they're only understanding things in terms of bodies. And they're neglecting the soul, the driver. And what kind of understanding can you get from that? Is it a proper scientific conception? Huh? Now we know. Now they're ready to admit inside the body or with the body there is also a consciousness. You have to include that. Otherwise, it's imperfect, incomplete, and false understanding even. Not like that. You just have to try to use your intelligence. Krishna consciousness is teaching some intelligent way to act, intelligent way to understand things that is more complete, that includes the individual, the person, the soul, in this explanation of reality. I don't want to eliminate that part because that is already there. And somehow or other, the scientists, they have become misled, distracted, so that they're concentrating only on one dimension of reality and forgetting the material dimension and forgetting the spiritual. Well, you can't do that and think that you have a whole explanation, a complete explanation of things. So the devotees are trying to awaken the consciousness within themselves and the consciousness within others. Awaken to Krishna and to the soul. Awaken to that dimension, that reality, that is the true reality, including the material. It doesn't mean that you don't have material or bodily activities as well. But both are there. And they work together. There's not that one is against the other. They're both necessary. Get a proper spiritual life. Yes.